Baby, you're the best thing move. Baby, you're the best thing smoke. Baby, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Baby, you're my good thing now. You gon' be my good thing forever. Baby, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. You are.
Hey y'all, how are you guys doing out there? Welcome back to my channel. This is Pretty Girl Loves Trap Content. This is my review for Snowfall Season 4, Episode 10, Fight or Flight. Oh, guys, we have completed Season 4 already. This is so crazy to me. I love the title, Fight or Flight. I remember in college, we spent several days talking about fight or flight, and it's pretty much how your body responds and reacts to stressful events. And this was a perfect title because Franklin, as well as everybody else, was dealing with a lot of stressful situations. So it was definitely an appropriate title for me. So this episode starts off with a flashback with Panther Alton looking good in his Panther wear. And, you know, he's going to Franklin's school, and pretty much he was called by the teachers because Franklin refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Alton was pretty much like, yes, I agree. I told him not to. And what? And they were pretty much taken aback like, oh, excuse me. They're clutching their pearls and whatever. And Franklin was like, you know what? Alton, he was pretty much saying like, we good. He ain't gonna be in this school much longer. And Franklin was like, I don't want to leave school. Calm down, dude. I'll be all right. But this scene pretty much just showed us the family dynamic and the specific relationship between Franklin and Alton when, you know, Alton was around and Franklin was a younger boy. Now we next see Franklin and Sissy at the hospital, and Franklin's asking Sissy like, yo, where my pops at? And Sissy was looking like, you ain't about to kill my man. So, you know, he was like, I would just want to talk to him. I ain't trying to hurt the guy. Just please let me know, you know, where he is. And because you remember last episode, Teddy was asking Franklin like, we need to do something about your daddy. So, you know, Franklin's trying to reach out to him before Teddy does. So she eventually, you know, tells Franklin like, hey, he can be reached at the shelter. They know how to contact him. So we next see Scully and his homeboy. And his homeboy is pretty much, you know, there because Scully is asking for intel about Franklin and anyone close to him. He's back on his savage-ish. Like, we already assume, hey, you know, Scully, he's tired of laying down. So, you know, he pretty much tells his homeboy, like, I don't care if it's his mama's house. Sorry, that was a bad West Coast impression. But, you know, when he said, I don't care if it's his mama's house, I already knew something was about to go down. I'm like, Lord, we've been telling Sissy and Alton to leave that goddamn house for 4 goddamn episodes. And now it's going to come and shoot us in the foot because she should have been gone out that house. Everybody knows where they live. Well, we're assuming this, but I'm sure it ain't hard to figure out where Sissy and Alton live. Well, really Sissy, because Alton, he got kicked out, child. So Franklin, he gets a page from Teddy. And he calls Teddy from a payphone. It's so cute seeing payphones, y'all. Like, oh, Lord, nostalgia. So Teddy asks Franklin, yo, are you near radio? And Franklin's like, no, why? So he hangs up, goes to the car, and turns on the radio. And we have Alton singing like a MFing bird. Like all the birds, pigeons, cockatoos, blue jays, parrots. He is singing. He's telling all the tea, all the information about the CIA. And he pretty much gives up Reed Thompson's name. Well, you know, his alias, because he offered, hey, if they don't get it together, I'm going to release his government name. And Teddy is pissed off, rightfully so. because, Alton, he just don't know where to stop. So, whew, Lord. So Franklin, he goes to the shelter looking for Alton, and Joe, one of the employees, he's not giving up any information to Franklin. Like, he's like, if your pops wanted you to find him, you would have been able to find him. So Frank was like, oh, okay, little Negro, you don't know how this shelter is being funded, do you? So Franklin proceeds to educate little Joe and tell Joe, hold up, how do you think Alton is getting the money to fund this little old shelter? So Franklin, being the ruthless Negro he is, he kicks everyone out. I mean, he tell everybody to get out. He was put an old Martin Lawrence on his ass, like, you ain't got to go home, but get the hell out of here. But except these people ain't got no homes. That's sad. This is a shelter. But he decided to kick everybody out. We see the kids, the family, the old men. Oh my God, it was heartbreaking. I was like, dang, Franklin, you done reached an all new low. But he was desperate because he's trying to find his dad to possibly save him. So I understood his reasoning to, a little bit, but that was a hard scene to watch, guys. And so he tells little old Joe, once I hear from Alton, you can open the shelter back up. So, that was a lot, guys. So Teddy is at the hotel room just stressed. And, he's like, where your daddy at, Franklin? Where is your daddy? And Franklin's like, yo, you kind of stop paging me. Like, he is definitely sweating Franklin right now because, rightfully so. Alton is doing way too much. So, Teddy's like, yo, come on, stop playing. Stop playing with me, Smokey. His big worm boy is like, stop playing with me. I know you know where your daddy is, but if hey, it could go either way. But Franklin's like, I got it handled. So Sissy, she obtains passports from Alton's homeboy. And, his homeboy was like, Alton is a hero. Regardless what anyone says, he's a hero. He's doing the right thing. And I had to really look at it from Alton's perspective. And he is a low-key hero. I ain't gonna lie. He got a nice little black cape on him. But I feel like he should have, went about the situation a little differently. It wasn't the smartest, but I feel like Alton is desperate at this point. So it is what it is. So Alton, he goes to Sissy's house. And it just reminded me when Leon went back to the projects a few episodes ago to get his money. It's like, you never go back to where people going to expect you. This is the okie doke, to pretty much let... Sorry, guys. I'm getting all worked up. Let me calm down. But Alton, this is the last place you need to be. Like, LA is huge. You can go outside of LA. Why you gotta go back to Sissy's house? But he immediately retrieves his little pistol, his little revolver. And so the camera keeps panning to the front door. And when the camera starts panning real hard at something, we know something is about to go down. And I'm like, Lord, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So I'm anticipating. And so apparently, Alton and Franklin was supposed to meet up there because Franklin comes in and, looks for Alton, calls his name. And pretty much Alton called Franklin there so he can ask for a meetup with Teddy. And Franklin was like, no, Negro, that ain't smart. Like, what are you doing? Like, he is a CIA agent. He is a trained killer. Okay, we know you killed your little cousin or whatnot 30-so years ago. But, yeah, bro, this is definitely a different ball game. And, Franklin proceeds to tell Alton, like, if you kill Teddy, it's not going to stop. They're going to come for the rest of us. So, no, this is not a smart thing to do. So, next thing we know, oh, Lord, we get the scariest little Amazon package I've ever seen. Scully, he knocks, knock. He says, knock, knock. Anybody home? Like he Goldilocks and three little bears and whatnot. And so he breaks in through the back door, like the little boogeyman he is. And so it's a little shell game. Like Franklin, he's trying to hide. Alton's trying to hide. Scully, it's all a little cat and mouse situation. So long story short, Alton ends up shooting Scully, and Scully escapes out the back door. And, you could tell it was a shot that was kind of detrimental to him. And Alton ends up getting shot. And Franklin was like, yo, we got to take you to the hospital. Alton is refusing, thinking, he got it. And, you could tell it was cute because Franklin low-key shows that he does still care about his daddy and wants his daddy to be all right. But Alton being hard-headed, he's like, nah, bro, I'm good. Next thing we know, Alton, he grabs this little sharp object from the dresser and knocks Franklin ass in the head. I'm like, Alton, what the hell you doing, boy? It was crazy. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? What's about to happen? Like, that threw me the hell off. Like, wow. And so apparently, it seems though a couple hours later, Sissy, is waking Franklin up off the floor. And Franklin, he's a little disheveled, like, what the hell going on here? So he realizes his pager is gone. So Alton took Franklin's pager. So Franklin pages Teddy. Teddy calls him back. And, he's like, oh, Lord, like, you about to beat up with my damn daddy? He was like, yep. But he was like, out of respect, I'll tell you where we're meeting at, but you ain't got long. So Franklin tells Sissy, like, yo, I gotta go. And she was like, I'm coming with. Like, I'm tired of, staying at the house. So she want a little action. So pretty much Sissy is trying to see about her mans. So we see Aunt Louie at the hospital in the bed, and Jerome, he's tending to her. I just love the way Uncle Jerome looks at Louie like he's hella convincing. I ain't gonna lie. Amen be doing his thing, y'all. Like, Lord, it's a lot of chemistry there. But the camera pans, oh my God, the cinematography is crazy because they're panning from the hospital room to outside. And we see Scully outside getting out of his car. He's bleeding out badly, guys. Like, blood is just skirting out his body. And he's trying to keep it together. He has a little picture of Khadijah and a little girl and a little gun on top of it. And next we see Teddy and Alton meeting up in this little abandoned parking lot and whatever. And so Alton already shows his cards. He got the gun pointed towards Teddy, and Teddy was like, oh, wait, what's going on here? So Alton, he's hitting him with straight facts, just explaining, hey, you're going to stop oppressing my people. Like, this is not right. And you will no longer use my son to fund your little war. And so Teddy was like, I'm not the oppressor. I'm good. Like, I'm just like you, guys. So Franklin and Sissy pulls up, and it's like weird. Like, it's a hot ass mess. So you can see Teddy, he's trying to play mind games with Franklin. And he's trying to make Franklin choose between killing Alton and killing him because Teddy ends up putting a gun, at Alton. So everybody is pointing guns everywhere. Sissy gets in the middle, try to intervene, like, hey, no, not my man. Sissy, she's literally a ride or die. But now we come back to Scully. He's sluggish and he's walking through the hallway of the hospital. Now, honestly, when they showed Scully the first time next to the hospital, I was thinking maybe he's trying to care for himself at another hospital. But I should have known better because when he got shot way back when, he was taking those bullets out of himself. So he probably don't care too much about, getting true and correct medical treatment. So I should have known better. But he's walking through the hospital. So my heart is pounding because you see all the blood dripping down. And, oh, Lord, it was a lot. So now we cutting back between him, going through the hospital and the little standoff between Franklin, Alton, Teddy, and Sissy. And Sissy was like, yo, what if we go away and get out your hair? And so, pretty much tell Teddy, hey, me and Alton will move out the country. We're good. We're standing down. Alton agrees. Nice little story, blah, blah, blah. So now we see Louie, she's in the hospital bed. She's kind of resting. And so she hears someone come, approaching. So she's assuming it's Jerome. And she looks and it's Scully there pointing the gun at her. And he's like, yo, where your man at? And she was like, he's gone for the evening. And he looks over and was like, he sees, Uncle Jerome's jacket like, bitch, you lying to me. So Jerome walks in, with his hands up like, hey, you ain't got to hurt my lady. I'm what you want. So, Louie being the smart ass thinker she is, because Louie is a boss bitch and I love Louie. She talks Scully down to say, hey, if you kill me, my people's going to go after your people, even though he really ain't got no more people. But she was like, it's going to be a never ending cycle. And this is not what's best for our community. So she's talking him down. And Scully is just kind of getting disoriented because he's losing a lot of blood. He's sweating. His sight is messing up. And Jerome is peeping this. And, you can tell he's trying to strategize, this next move. And so we see like all the blood. And the blood is panning down to his little white Adidas. And I know every hood dude in America was shedding a thug tear because what you don't do, First Amendment, is get your white sneakers effed up. I was even hurting y'all like, oh, no, not the white shoes. Check out the white shoes. Shout out to Jerome from Martin. Oh, God, full circle moment, guys. Anywho, so from Uncle Jerome, he notices a way in, so he ends up taking the gun from Scully, and Scully just falls down and just seemingly passed the F out or dead or something. But Uncle Jerome saves the MFN day. So we're at the airport now, and a nice little private jet is, on the screen. And we see Franklin, he's seeing off Sissy and Alton. So they going to Cuba, guys. Just reminded me, I'm in need of a vacation. Like, the pandemic has messed up all of, like, my travel plans. Like, Lord, my anniversary is coming up. So hopefully, we'll be able to plan something soon for that. Anywho, back to the show. I'm sorry about getting sidetracked, guys. So, Alton and Franklin exchanged words. And, Alton, he had a heartfelt apology. He said, I'm sorry for everything. And I don't really feel like he was just talking about what he has just done. I feel like he was apologizing for everything, for abandoning his family, for the bottle and just everything. So I kind of appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm like, Alton, get the fuck out of here. And then now Sissy and Franklin, they say their goodbyes. And the acting in this scene, oh my God, if this show doesn't win any awards, I'm going to be pissed. Like, Franklin, like, oh my God. I'm coming a blank. I can't think of the actor's name right now. But he's the next Denzel, y'all. Like, I know he's been in some other movies. I need to check those out. But his acting is superb. Him and Sissy just exchange. He crying like a little baby. It is so cute, y'all. Oh, Lord. But they say their goodbyes. And Teddy pulls up to say his goodbye. Like, he just, watching them get on the plane. I'm like, Teddy, what the heck are you doing here? But I guess, he's making sure that they leave for real. So I'm not mad at that. So Franklin goes to the hospital to check on Aunt Louie, and he sees Jerome talking to the police. So Jerome is updating Franklin saying, hey, Scully came by here. And, Franklin's like, everything cool? He was like, yeah. Franklin tries to, update him about business. And, Jerome said, this is not the time. This ain't the time, nephew. And so he's like, all right, cool. I'm going to just say hi to Louie. And Jerome stops him like, And, Franklin's like, what's going on? And he was like, she don't want to see nobody right now. I'm like, oh, excuse the F out of me. What you mean? Like, so this was the first time where I was just like, oh, this is becoming a problem. Like, Franklin and Aunt Louie, they had the most adoring relationship. And I don't know if Jerome was necessarily, Lord. I cannot talk, y'all. Necessarily. I'm getting excited. When I get excited, y'all, I start effing up my words. But I don't know if Jerome was necessarily speaking for Aunt Louie, if they both agreed upon it. Because I feel like Aunt Louie didn't say those words. Like, what you mean? He can't check on his auntie, not his auntie? What the hell are you talking about? So, Jerome, he was stern, and Franklin was like, oh, okay. I'm like, hell no. What the hell you mean? I can't talk to my aunt. Sorry. That pissed me off, y'all. So we cut to Gustavo. He's at the headquarters. He's restocking the shelves with the bricks. All white bricks. Gucci. Love Gucci, man. Anywho, so Teddy's co-worker, he hands Gustavo a file with Lucia's information, and Gustavo's looking over the pictures at Lucia, look like she had lunch or something, kind of smiling like she's looking at a man. And I'm like, oh, bitch, you gonna abandon Gustavo and have a whole new life? Like, what you talking about? But I'm not mad because I don't want Lucia around, and I think she's going to show up next season. Lord, I gotta brace myself because she is toxic as fuck. Like, Lucia does not need to come back into Gustavo's world, but they're not showing all this information for no reason. So we just gotta buckle up our seatbelt, guys, and see what the hell these writers have in store for us. So this next scene hurt my little heart, guys. So Franklin, he's at the club, and Louie and Uncle Jerome walk in, and Louie, I'm glad to see her out the hospital. I'm like, yeah, my girl is good. Of course, she's struggling, limping. Jerome's helping her, how to, walk through. And Franklin, he has this awkward, like, nervous, happy energy. He's like, welcome, guys. Like, I'm so happy to see you. And I could tell, he was kind of holding on to the little bit of blood he has left because his parents just left. And right now, Louie and Jerome is his only blood right now that he can depend on. So I know he's, just trying to hold on to whatever he have left at this point. And so, Louie was like, Jerome, let me know. Hey, the club is doing well. Frank was like, yeah, the club good. The streets is doing good. But, we don't need to talk about that right now. And you could tell his shift because he was ready to talk about business at the hospital. But now business is on a back burner. So that was a quick little transition where, tells me that Franklin is really caring about the family right about now. So Louie was like, nah, it's a good time to talk about business. So next thing we know, we see Uncle Jerome. He opened up this little duffel bag full of money, nice fresh money. Looked like it came from the bank, all those hundreds. And proceeds to discuss, how many bricks he want to buy and the price he's willing to pay Franklin, for them. And pretty much, just saying like, hey, we're branching out on our own. We followed you for a minute. It's time to do our own thing. And I was pissed. I'm like, oh, y'all breaking up the family? Y'all breaking up the family? Like, for real? But I also had to look at things from their perspective. Like, dang, Aunt Louie is a boss in her own right. She has been a mastermind in her own right. She is fully capable of being the CEO of their LLC. Now, Jerome, he's a little hard-headed. I think he's kind of turned around now and realized, hey, Louie is smart. She knows what she's talking about because at the end of the day, he caused her to get shot in a sense. So I hope Louie can keep Jerome under her leash because he a little live wire. Like, he's not the smartest crayon in the box, y'all. And so, yeah, guys. So we now see them trying to branch off. And Franklin was like, of course, taken aback, like, oh, y'all gonna leave me too? And I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm a hugger, y'all. I just want to give Franklin a little hug. I'm like, I'm here for you, baby. Like, we good. I got you. So he doesn't really give them an answer. And so they proceed to tell Franklin, hey, just think it over. If not, we understand. We trying to keep it in the family, but we'll go elsewhere. And I'm like, what you mean by elsewhere, Louie? Because from what we recall, we are under Reed's, aka Teddy's guidance in a sense. I'm not sure if they know everything what's going on with the CIA. So I'm a little confused. Do they really understand, like, they can't branch off? I know they can, but I'm just trying to figure out their full thought process, because did y'all forget, like, the CIA got all y'all information? But I get it. Like, it's later, y'all. I could spend 10, 15 minutes on this subject, but I'm not. We'll have to see how that pans out. So Franklin is talking about the situation with Leon, which I appreciate. Like, I'm like, oh, they kind of back together, guys, but not really. But, I just appreciate Franklin and Leon not beefing at this point. And so Leon offers his advice and say, hey, let them fly. Let them fly the coop. If it don't work out, then they'll be back. You just got to let them do their own thing, because at the end of the day, they will respect you. And so Franklin, he definitely is appreciating this advice. And, he's looks like he's going to take his advice. And then, Leon was like, I'm not trying to, load any more on you. But, bruh, I don't know if I'm fit for this anymore. And rightfully so. Leon, he's been going through it with, the whole situation with Wanda. He killed a kid. Jerome killed Khadijah, rightfully so. Of course, I feel like none of these things are necessarily Leon's fault, but he's taking the weight of it all because, in actuality, he does play some sort of role, but he's, I could tell he's weighing all this stuff. It's very heavy on him. And I ain't mad at him. I want him to kind of get out the game. But Franklin was like, nah, nigga. We got a contract that you didn't sign, but I'm holding you up to it. I done saved you so many times. Like, you can't leave me. And I get Franklin in a sense where he doesn't want Leon to go because that's all he literally has at this time. He has Peaches, but Peaches is kind of, his muscle. But frankly, I felt it was selfish because you just allowed him to speak his opinion about Louis and Jerome leaving and letting them go. And then how ironic is that you're not allowing Leon to go, because he doesn't want to be there. And I'm like, Franklin, don't allow Leon to become a disgruntled employee, because I feel like if Leon is in a place where he doesn't want to be, it's going to depress him even more. I'm just really fearful that Leon may turn to drugs because he's still going to be around it. And he's going to feel trapped. And I don't want him to feel trapped. So I'm hoping he has a way to get out of the drug game if he wants to. But Leon just sat there and there was no really conclusion. So it seems as though Leon is going to go with Franklin's plan at this point. But I know it's going to go further into season 5. Now we are at Cuba, guys. Like, Cuba is popping. Leon, sorry, Lord, I'm thinking about Leon. I love me some Leon, y'all. But Alton, he's in the bed like he had a good night's sleep. He reaches over and Sissy ain't there. And he looks up and she's in this little sundress. And, she cheesing, y'all. Like, she got this big ass Kool-Aid smile. And, he was like, where you going? She was like, I'm going to the market, babe. I'll be back soon. And she walks around with this little stank walk. And I'm like, oh, Sissy, she got a dog. She got a dog. She got a dog. She got a dump. She got a dump. She got a dump. Y'all, my college days. Oh, Lord, that was one of those songs. If you sitting down or just sat down from a popping song and that song came on, you get your ass back up to dance some more, even though you're tired. But, oh, Lord, those were the good old days. So we see Alton. He's making a pot of tea or coffee. And you can tell he's just looking out the window. He's happy. He's at peace. And he's reading this book. And the title, I knew it was going to come back to bite our ass. The title of the book was The Spook Who Sat by the Door. And I'm like, oh, hell. So next thing we know, we see the door open up and he's thinking it's Sissy because his back is turned from the door. And, there was no, response. We see the Grim Reaper himself, Teddy, standing at the door. So Alton, he says a few words. I thought we were good. I thought the beef was squashed. And Teddy was just like, nah, bruh. And he proceeds to raise his gun towards Alton. And Alton turns his back because, he's at this point, like, it is what it is. This is what's going to happen. Whatever. So the scene cuts, guys. So we not sure what's going to happen, but yeah, it seems like it's a done deal for good old Alton. So this last scene, y'all, it was so layered. So we see Mel in this bad witness protection, set it off / wig. I'm like, come on, people. Is this on purpose? We see Mel in 8 episodes, and this is how you present her to us. Anywho, so she's at, this school or this church, and she's teaching Sunday school or whatever. And next thing we hear, hey, Mel. I'm sorry, I'm so horrible. I gotta perfect this Franklin / West Coast accent, y'all. Like, it's sad. So, he proceeds to update her about Irene's death because apparently she did tell Irene some information. Remember, when Irene was kind of trying to get Mel to talk, but he couldn't see if, if Mel was going to snitch or not. Apparently, Franklin found out she did. And, Franklin was like, yo, I don't want nothing else from my past creeping up on me. So if you got any business with me, state your case now. And I don't think he was expecting this next request. She was like, all right, cool. I got one question for you. Did you kill my daddy? And she got this tear that's rolling down her face. And, Franklin got a little emotional. And, I had to watch it twice. So he did give her like a little subtle nod. Yes. And he proceeds to walk off. And then he paused halfway through the door. And I'm like, oh, Lord Franklin, don't kill her. Don't kill her. Like, I know you're scorned. I know Teeth effed up. Come on, don't take it out on Mel. Like, you effed up her life already. Don't do this. But no, y'all. Franklin, he, remind you, he's been in this cane recovering all season. He lays the cane down, like hangs it up in the back of a chair and start walking off normal as F. I'm like, oh, you been lying to us? How long you been healthy, Franklin? Like, he reminded me of those late light church infomercials about miracle water and how people drank the miracle water and they got out of the wheelchair and they start walking freely. For 9 easy payments of $29.99, this 2 miracle water could be yours. Y'all, that was a boss ass exit. And it was so much symbolism, involved. And he was pretty much saying, like, I'm strong out here in these streets. I'm strong out here in these streets, Mel. You try to kill me, you try to hurt me, but I'm strong. You try to snitch on me, I'm strong. Y'all, what do y'all think about Mel coming back into the picture? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that she was at peace before this scene, but I don't know if it's going to F her up even more. She's going to try to come back at Franklin even more because it's not going to sit well with her that he killed her dad, even though, I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't feel like this was the last time we are going to see Mel. But what do y'all think about the Mel situation? Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie, they got Little Rock, starting up. We got Scully. They didn't show Scully's death. So I know the writers are effing with us. And he's such a great character. I don't want him to die. But I feel like he needs to die in a sense because we don't need him trying to get back at Franklin. But maybe he will go back to his Jesus ways and, become an evangelist or a pastor or we don't know, y'all. And then, Alton, did he die? We just show, see his death, and a lot of people are speculating that Sissy set him up, which it could be a possibility, but I don't know, as a woman who love a man, you ain't gonna set your man up, especially if y'all think y'all about to live happily ever after. Like, I really don't feel like Sissy would do that, y'all. Like, just speaking as a woman's love, I don't see that happening. And will he just continue to fall in line? What Sissy gonna do if Alton dies? Is she gonna stay in Cuba? Is she gonna go back to the States? It's so much going on, but I appreciate this episode because I thought it was gonna leave me stressed out for another year, but it did wrap things in a cute little halfway bow for me to where I can be at peace for the next 300 and some odd days. So I'm definitely at peace with season 4. I'm excited about season 5. So they did good, y'all. They did good for my asthma. They did good for my sanity. And I can sleep at night. But thank you guys all for listening. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. You know, this YouTube thing is new to me. I definitely will be coming out with more content in the future. But I want to shout out to Miss Mina the Leo, Keyshawn. He has a YouTube page, so you guys should check him out. And Autumn Woods, like, you guys have been, you know, in my comments, liking my videos, supporting me. And you guys are complete strangers, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me. You know, I feel like I know you guys, even though we haven't physically met. But I just wanted to shout you guys out because it really, really warms my heart. And I really appreciate you guys just showing the love and the support. And until next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.